I've lived in these mountains for 20 years, and it's taught me that the best things in life aren't trends, they're habits. This channel is about that quieter way of living, real fibres, second-hand finds, honest crafting, and stepping off the treadmill without looking back. No 9 to 5, no keeping up, just a life built around what actually matters. Come and see what that looks like.
Right, I'm just going out with my doggy. It's still very windy today. I'm sorry that this is juddery. I just keep changing hands. Last night was very windy. It's very cold and very windy. I'm just out with Maya. Oh, you can still hear the wind. I'm just out with Maya this morning. She goes out first and then Lucy goes out second. And because as I mentioned in my last video, my girlies don't get on. Listen to that wind. It's windier than last time. Poor Maya is getting blown. The thing is, when you're in the sun, and it's a beautifully sunny day today, when you're in the sun, it is, well, I wouldn't say it was warm, because the wind is very cold. My daughter said it was a northeast wind, and you can feel it. If the wind were to die down or change direction, we would be very warm. Now, I've been full of cold, as you can probably hear. Poor Maya, we've just discovered she's diabetic. She's a diabetic dog. So now we have to take her to the vet for blood tests. It's until she's balanced. It's been a week. Is it a week or a week and a half? Our church is open. I don't know if you can see it. Don't want to take Maya in, but our little church is open. Yes, so we've been having to take Maya for blood tests. Oh, it's so windy. Every other day. So I haven't been able to catch up with all my crafting and hobby things that I like to show you. Real important life has got in the way, as it does sometimes. But I feel as though spring has sprung. I have been in my garden. I'm going to talk to you about it a little bit when I get home. Well, certainly I'll be filming this afternoon because we were notified by the electricity company yesterday that the electricity is being switched off from 2 o'clock till 7 today. So I'll be without electricity because I'm charging all my equipment up and have been. Come on, Maya. Have been all morning. I've been working on a poster. I make vintage posters. Well, I sell vintage posters either as prints or digital downloads. I've been working on an awkward one for the text this morning. I need to get that uploaded though. Anyway, you can see all those if you go to janetinitaly.com, which I've just been putting together. It brings together everything I do. I've got my painting, my poster shops because I sell the digital downloads, and what I haven't got though are more details of crafts which will come, my crafts and my knitting. Come on, Maya. So I'm going to need to put more crafts and knitting on my website. But they will come soon. But you can check out what I've got so far on janetinitaly.com. Voices you can hear is that spring has sprung in the village. After winter where everything stands still, spring is here and the village is being well, freshened up, I suppose. Freshened up. Oh, I've just seen these roses. These look absolutely gorgeous. I do like roses. I've got some roses to plant in my garden. Every time I mean to do it, the weather changes. There we have these beautiful roses. A bit weather beaten because we've had cold weather with some rain. But anyway, just going back now to collect Lucy. And I will join you a little bit later on in my warm home. Come on, you. I'll join you a bit later when I get in and make myself a drink, and I've got some things to show you and some things to talk to you about. I love my little morning ritual of making a drink when I've come back from my walk with the dogs. I've just got back and the weather is sunny but fresh. Let's see if I can make my coffee in this jug. See if I can keep it balanced. I normally make it in a cup, but today my cup isn't available. I grind my own coffee because I like it fresh. I only grind a little bit, just enough. For a day or two, because it keeps, you get fresher flavour that way. Now what I'm going to do is just add some hot water to this. It's just boiled, just for a minute. That just expands the coffee and starts preparing it to give me some flavour. I've got dark roasted coffee beans here in truest Italian style. Since I've been living here, I really do like coffee that has got a good flavour. I normally actually make a herbal tea, but I'm just craving a cappuccino this morning. So we'll make it together and then we'll go and have a chat. Right, I'm just going to add more water. I just hope this stays stable in my jug. And while that coffee is dripping through, I'm going to make my foamy milk. I used to have an electrical milk frother, but now I just prefer these little frother jugs that you just put on the heat. Sorry for the noise of the bottle there. And what you do with these is you put it on the flame and it's got like a slit on the end, and you just move that through the milk. So I'm going to do that now. You just have it on a low heat and just move this. You can go quicker or slower, it doesn't really matter. And it doesn't take long. I don't let the milk boil. I just get the milk to the heat where, you know, when you get the little plume of smoke coming off heated milk before it goes to simmer and boil. I just heat it until I get that little smokiness and I know it's going to be warm enough. What you can see, if you can, it's getting frothy already, and it does expand. It does expand a lot. It's even nearly done. It's there. Look how much that has expanded, that milk. Just look. just going to turn that off. Now today I am going to use this gorgeous cup. It's a Denby, and I love Denby. This is a more modern Denby. I normally prefer the traditional, but I just love this handle. And recently I was very lucky. Some dear friends sold their house. They didn't live here permanently in my village, but they had lots of beautiful things. I did help them get rid of quite a few. Some of the things that they were unable to get rid of. Let's just check this. Yep, that's all gone. They very kindly asked me if I would like to take some things, and I did. There's quite a lot of coffee there. And one of the things was these beautiful cups. I can't make the hearts on them. Sometimes I come close, but not today. Now, a future video is going to be that I show you the things that they very kindly gave me. I did buy some things as well that are for sale. So that's going to be probably my next video, because it all ties in as well with doing the garden. And some of the beautiful things that they gave me were for the garden, for outside, and there are a lot of beautiful things for inside. So I'll just give that a little stir. That's delicious. Let's take it in and have a chat. Well, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. I've just come in from taking my dogs for a walk. I've made an absolutely delicious cappuccino. Lovely, probably even more delicious in this mug. You saw a little glimpse of our church. The door was open, but I didn't want to take Maya in because, well, I didn't think it was right, so I didn't take her in. But before I get into lots of other things, including a knitting update, lots to come, I went out the other day with my dogs, and the medieval bell tower door was open. So I had a little look around, and as you can see on the wall, there are those giant, I think they're clangers, I don't know what they're called, but the things that make the bell clang, I guess. I think that's what they are. The stairs go right up to the top, and it's a fascinating little place. We used to have a nativity scene there near Christmas time, and it was really, really quaint and quite beautiful, especially atmospheric because of where it was. Because during the war, our church was actually destroyed. There were Nazi soldiers that tried to invade the village, and they were driven back, but part of driving them back was to bomb the village. And the church was destroyed, but it was rebuilt using as many of the original stones as possible. But the strange thing was that although the church was destroyed, the medieval bell tower, which stands next to it, wasn't. So that is the original medieval bell tower, which is quite a feature in my village. Anyway, shall we move on to the rest of the video? I was very, very lucky the other day to go to a wonderful, wonderful art exhibition in the nearby town of Lucca, which is probably the nearest biggish city, and it's quite tiny compared to other cities. And it was the Belle Epoque, which is a wonderful period, and I find it so romantic, and I love it. The beautiful clothes, the beautiful scenery, the beautiful women, everything about it is it's just beautiful for me. So I went to an exhibition, and as I moved through into each room, the music was wonderful. Italian opera music. It just really set the scene. So I thoroughly enjoyed my time there at the exhibition. I'm looking forward to going to some more there. And when we came out, because I went with my daughter and a friend, there was a wonderful sunset as we walked up up onto the walls at Lucca. We were greeted by a wonderful sunset before going on to a quaint little bar that has 2 different levels, a fantastic atmosphere tucked away in one of the little streets of Lucca. And we had a small bite to eat, cheesy aubergines and some beautiful bread and some corn dips. And a wonderful evening, absolutely wonderful, before coming home. Now that I've got you all here, I can give you a knitting update, can't I? Now, life has very much got in the way of doing my crafts and arts just recently, although my life does contain crafts and arts. My dog, we found out she's diabetic, as I mentioned before, so we've had to be going to the vet to check her blood sugar level every other day before we get her dosage adjusted to the right one. And as well as that, my other dog Lucy had an infection, so we had to go to the vet every other day for a visit to her, for her to have a checkup and an injection there. But now hopefully everything is okay. Mine is just more or less on the right dosage now, so I'm hoping that next week will be the last visit to the vet for a long time before her next blood test, which she should schedule for a bit further in the future. But this is what I've done so far. It's the back, and as you can see, it's a lacy pattern, and at the bottom the effect is a frill, and it's just that the knitting pattern reduced some stitches and it pulled it in slightly, so the cardigan has got a bit of a frill. Oopsie, sorry about the microphone. A bit of a frill on the bottom, which is very pretty, and I'm hoping to get more done. These needles have been a godsend because I can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm hoping to get some knitting done. I'm not going to promise myself. I'm not into doing these things as quickly as possible, or one of these knit 10 sweaters in a day. It's not about the challenge for me. It's about the making of it and the pleasure. And I think if we treat everything in life as a challenge, then we get stressed out. And I'm not a person who wants to be stressed out. I've moved here to be away from that. I've moved here for peace. I've moved here to be away from commercialism that tells me what I should and shouldn't like, what I should and shouldn't buy, what will and what won't make me happy. I make my own happiness here, and one of them is making a garment like this and not feeling the pressure of having to finish it by a certain time. So I'm just going to enjoy every minute of knitting this cardigan. Speaking of which, it's a bit gapey here, but this is my cardigan I bought in the thrift store recently. I'm really pleased with it. It's warm, it's virgin wool and cashmere, and it's lovely and soft, and I just like it very much. Keeps me warm without being bulky when I want a warm and not bulky day. Now, I went into my garden to do some more work recently. We have had a couple of rainy days, but I wanted to continue with the work in my garden to achieve my vision for there. So I did more work. The brambles at the back, I pushed back as far as I could, and my neighbour has actually cleared his garden and pushed the brambles back. But unfortunately, we can't cut them down because it would mean access to the garden below ours, and it's like a jungle because the lady that owned it died and nobody comes to take care of the garden. So I think he's got a couple of plans to do something about it for future, the near future, I hope. But the difference is amazing already. Just take a look. Wow, well, look at the change. I am sorry if the sound isn't too good, because I came down just to garden and maybe do a couple of shots, but my next door neighbour has completely cut back his bit of the garden and has tried to push back some of these brambles, which is what I was doing. And he said you can't get to the garden underneath mine because it's like a jungle, but all these brambles are what I cut, and it makes a huge difference in this place. So I'm absolutely delighted. All the light that's coming in, all the warmth, it is fantastic. And we've got our view back.
If you've enjoyed this video so far, please consider subscribing. It helps with the algorithm, it helps to bring my videos to more people. I'd love to build a community around this lifestyle of slower living, away from the rat race, away from too much commercialism where we're told how to live our lives, even if we know deep down it's not for us. Please also hit that notification bell, because then you will be the first to hear about any of my new released videos. Now, life gets in the way sometimes with these projects. I also have to do other things, and one or two of the other things I do is I restore vintage posters. I digitally restore them and I sell the restored prints and the same posters for digital download. If you're curious, you can find all these on janetinitaly.com, where I've brought lots of things together. I've brought these videos, my posters, my painting, my artwork I make myself, and also, because life has got in the way, I will be putting on my crafts, my spinning, my weaving, and lots of other things. And hopefully you would like to check those out. Please go to janetinitaly.com and you can see the starts of my website. I started putting it all together last week and it's coming together quite nicely. So I ask you to just pay that a visit for me. Let me know what you think. You haven't seen a sewing update from me, have you? Just recently? Well, I ordered some fabric and it's arrived. It's just over here. And as usual, it came beautifully packed and wrapped. I got it from Panini Tessuti. I'll just show you. The label is here. I will put the website address below because it's not paninitessuti.com or .it. It's tessuti@panini.it or .it as we say here. So it's not a straightforward website address that would translate directly from the name of the company. But let's get into this fabric. You know I'm a bit of a one for floral prints. This is actually a fruity print, but it's in a warm yellow. Don't know if that will focus. I hope so. So I got 2 meters of this. It was on special offer. And I don't know yet. This is the story of my sewing life, isn't it? I'm not really sure what I would like to make out of it, but it is a nice lightweight cotton. So I'm thinking that perhaps a top for spring and summer would be lovely in this. Let me know what you would make out of it, please, in the comments below. I'd be very interested to hear. I also got this fabric, which was in the sale. I think this was €3 a metre. I got 3 meters of this. It is a linen cotton mix. I wasn't sure about the flashes of green and red on the fabric. You probably see better that way around. But it's that wonderful, wonderful linen ripple. Don't know whether I'm rippling very well there. It just ripples, this fabric. It's just got weight to it. And I am very, very excited to be able to make something. Again, it's lightweight. It's lightweight. So it's going to be great for summer. Now, part of me thought of a wonderful dress that would ripple as I moved. I need to have a bit of a sleeve because my arms aren't the greatest, but only a short sleeve.
I think, for the summer if I'm doing a summer weight dress, because it does get very hot here. It's kind of a Baroque sort of abstract print, this. It's absolutely beautiful. I could make a jumpsuit out of it. There's enough fabric. Again, you let me know what you would make out of this fabric. It's absolutely wonderful. I've washed both of these, so it's ready to go. I really do want to get stuck into my patterns. My studio gets very cold in the winter, and it's a bit of a... if I light the fire, I'm having to stop all the time to refeed the fire. So I tend to stay out of there and then go in just at this time of year when the weather is warming up and get into all my arts and crafts. I haven't painted for a while and I'm absolutely raring to go, so I'm dying to do some. So anyway, check back on news on all of these things, as well as my next video where I will show you all the beautiful things that my dear friends gave to me, and also some that I bought that I'm absolutely organising at the moment because there's so much of the stuff. My daughter's taken some, she's put it away, and I have got some that will really help enhance my home. It'll give me the look that I would like, because these people had wonderful taste and they used to sell antiques, so there's some very, very interesting things. So please check back, so don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you'd also like to, I'll just leave the QR code above. If you can consider buying me a coffee, I would be very, very grateful for that too. But anyway, enough for today, and it remains to be said, see you next time.